And we are live. Hello, hello. My name is Ainsley Johnson, and I am super excited to be interviewing Marie today. She is the organizer of the Freelance Business Week Buffalo in Buffalo, New York. And we are so excited to have you on today, Marie. How are you? Awesome, awesome. Well, we're excited to have you. Let's go ahead and put you up on the screen as well, so people can see ya. Let's see. And let me know if anybody's in the chat. Let me know if you can see us, if you can hear us. Let me make sure to go ahead and get Marie up on the screen. We're kind of play around with that and see what we can do here. Cool. Okay, great. So I just want to kind of give a little overview, of what Freelance Business Week is, and Marie, see if you have anything to kind of add to that. So Freelance Business Week is 5 days of creative sessions made up of workshops, fireside chats, talks, and panel discussions focused on the local freelance business community in all these different cities. And last week I interviewed Emily Leach, who was talking about all the different cities that Freelance Business Week is in, and all the different ways to get involved in your city as well. So all the programs are designed to build freelance business, celebrate accomplishments, and bust through whatever roadblocks freelancers are facing. So Marie, do you have anything to add to that definition? Is that what Freelance Business Week kind of means to you? Or how do you feel about that sort of definition of Freelance Business Week?
I think it's perfect. So it totally works for me. I'm so happy that, I kind of stumbled upon this, through the internet. So it's been great, really.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Very cool. Well, I have some questions for you. So let's just go ahead and dive into it. So when is Freelance Buffalo happening?
Sorry, it's saying they can't hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay. All right. I saw a comment, so I wasn't sure. I just want to make sure.
Okay. Yeah. Emily's saying she can't hear Marie. I can hear you fine, though. We were nervous about the audio a second ago, but looked like it was working. Let's see. I'm going to ask about that. The joys of technology is always like this. So let us know in the chat if you still can't hear Marie. Marie, go ahead and say something real quick. Yay, we can
hear me now.
Yes, yay.
Yay.
Okay, great. All right, thank you so much.
Thanks,
For letting us know that you could see us. We really appreciate that. And also, go ahead and tell us in the chat, where you're from, where in the world, where in the country you are, and say hello, because we want to definitely interact. And you can go ahead and start putting any questions that you have for Marie about Freelance Buffalo or about freelancing in general. You can pop those questions into the chat now as well. So very cool. Great. So we're back on track. So
Okay,
Marie, go ahead. Just tell me, when is Freelance Buffalo happening this year?
So Freelance Business Week Buffalo is happening the second week of September. So the week after Labor Day, the week after everyone goes back to school. So hopefully, people will be ready, available. The people who are maybe interested in freelancing are like, okay, well, the kids are gone, school's back, everybody's reset. Let's do this. And it can kind of be not just our way of kicking off the freelance community here, or the ability to gather, but really for others personally to use that as a leaping off point.
Yeah, that's great. That's great timing too, right after back to school and all that. So, so who can come to Freelance Business Week Buffalo? I mean, is it kind of open to the public? Is it open to everybody? Is it very specific or?
Sure. So, I mean, of course, and we'll talk about this, how each Freelance Business Week is different in each city. But Freelance Business Week Buffalo, and I think this is maybe a question you'll ask later, but the nature of Buffalo is that we're the friendliest city. So we're never going to tell people no. So if they want to come, if people want to come just because they want to learn more about freelancing, for example, if a small business owner wants to come and see more of what we're about, because the only thing they've ever seen for freelancing has been like Fiverr or Upwork, then they're welcome to come. I'm not going to kick them out.
Yeah.
If they want to buy a ticket, they're welcome. But most importantly, the people who've been freelancing, actually, there's a lot of us here that have been doing it for a long time that have been waiting for something like this, for a community like this. So I know that there's a lot of anticipation. And then so the people that are freelancing, people that maybe have a side hustle, and then those who maybe are really interested in freelancing and want to check it out, in comparison to maybe some other opportunities, depending on where they are, in their lives. So really, come one, come all. But ultimately, it's going to be what we intended it to be, is built for freelancers and people who want to make their own.
Yeah, that's awesome. And where can people find out more?
So definitely our website. So we all have really awesome microsites that are unique to our city. So freelancebusinessweek.com/Buffalo. And then, of course, our Facebook event. And then, if it's okay for me to say this, my business page, I'm always sharing. My personal Facebook and Instagram, I'm always sharing. So people usually can get a hold of me. So really, if you want to know more, all you got to do is send that message.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So how did you personally get involved with Freelance Business Week? Kind of what's been your journey so far, to this point where you're actually like organizing this awesome event?
It's the best, honestly. So much like you, I connected with Emily and we hit it off.
Yeah.
And I originally started working with Emily with the Freelance Conference and Freelance Business Week on a national level. And I was seeing these other cities, like Austin and, Miami, Denver. I was looking at them and thinking, why isn't Buffalo on that list? So much like how Emily said in her interview last week, all these other organizations or industries or types of people have a place to gather. Why don't we have one? It was pretty similar, just on the city level, more like, okay, all these other cities have co-working spaces. These other cities have freelancers. Yeah. We have it. Why isn't our name on that list? So
yeah,
I mentioned that I, had interest in doing this in Buffalo, and I've always wanted to do something like this for the community. My background's in HR, so also I always wanted to help people. That's kind of who I am, as a connector and bringing people together. So that opportunity, and then making it work into bringing Freelance Business Week to Buffalo, it was
a no-brainer.
Fate, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, total no-brainer. So yeah, that kind of brings me to my next question. So what is the freelance community like in Buffalo specifically compared to other cities? I know you talked about, like, I'm in Austin, right? I mean, Austin has a huge freelance community, and we've got co-working spaces everywhere. But what's that like in Buffalo? And what have you found to kind of be? You said it's the nicest place, the nicest people ever. But what does that kind of mean to you? And what's the community like there?
So I learned a lot because people kept asking me, how many freelancers are there here? What's your outcome going to be? How many tickets are you going to sell? And I'm like, it's the first year. We've never done it before. I have no idea. I really don't. But I know that there's a need. So with all of this, I was doing little luncheons at our venue spaces, things like that. And people started coming out of the woodwork. And I knew that would happen.
Yeah.
I knew that, we all work at home, and we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
We're home, we're doing our thing, we're in the cafes. Like, you don't know it, but it's a silly analogy, but I'm just thinking of it now. Like how it might freak some people out. Like, spiders are always 6 feet away from you. I feel like a freelancer is probably always 6 feet away from you. You're in a public place, and you just don't know it. Yeah. So I'm trying to create, again, we're all trying to create this community where we can come out of the woodwork and be together. We can go back to the woodwork, but we do have an opportunity to get together. As much as we love working on our own, being our own boss, being able to work from home, we still want to have, coworkers. So coworkers in a co-working space is something that's coming about more. So to move into the co-working space, of course, we have Dig Buffalo, which is a part of the Buffalo Niagara Medical Center. And then there's also Her Sanctuary, which is a women's oriented co-working space. And then our third in-kind sponsor is Unova, which is, you wouldn't know, but it's in our South Towns region. So it's actually the smack dab center of Western New York, which is a really fun fact about Springville. Those are our three mains, and they're all co-working spaces, but there is a need for more. So there's another, it's more of a flexible workspace being built next year. And then there's another woman-oriented co-working space being built, within the next few years. So there's a lot coming down the pike. Buffalo is, and if we're being frank, it's a little behind the other cities, but it helps give us the opportunity to see what those other cities are doing, take hold on the things that are really, really good, and then maybe learn from lessons that they get to before we do.
Totally, yeah. And I mean, you're going to be ahead of the curve once this Freelance Business Week happens. You know what I mean? You're ahead of so many other cities.
Yeah.
who are wanting to do this. Emily talked about in our last interview, she's got 12 cities, that are secret, but
if Buffalo's doing it, you need to do it too.
Yeah, exactly. So that's very cool. And it's awesome that, that you're so involved in that. That's great. Okay, cool. So, so what do you want freelancers in Buffalo to know, about your city? Like, are you working on, any events or any other sort of programs or content outside of, Freelance Buffalo or Freelance Business Week, that local freelance business owners may not know about, that they should get connected, like those co-working spaces you just mentioned for women? That's really cool. Or just anything else that, maybe the freelance community doesn't know yet, even if it's outside of Freelance Business Week.
Of course. So being full-time freelance just from this year, and then only being back home, this is my home, but only being back home for a couple of years. I started all of this when I lived in Florida, but being back now, I've been focusing a lot on this. So unfortunately, there's not a lot else going on outside of it, because I'm pouring my heart and soul into this, for the last 2-3 months. So the biggest thing is really just knowing that we are here. It's not like Austin and Miami and LA and New York, where everyone knows that freelancers exist and there's co-working space on each block, and all these things that are just there. Buffalo just got Uber last year, so it's one of those things where, one of those things that we are here, we are creating that community. And the biggest thing I think about Freelance Business Week here now is that you've got to jump on board now, because the way I'm running things this year, or organizing things, is to my capacity. Once, I have more time to get things together with a team, it's going to be so big. Like there's so many things I wanted to do, but I just knew that I'd be overreaching, and I had that discipline not to. It took everything I had. But just letting everyone know that please come out, support us. We can't be successful and give you tools and resources, and provide you all these amazing speakers without support. So I think that's my final answer.
Yeah, totally. No, and it's so exciting to be a part of something that's like the first year, you know what I mean? And like you said, this is going to grow. This is going to get bigger. So it couldn't have been
it couldn't have been any more perfect. Honestly, it's everything I've ever looked for. I tell Emily this all the time, and she mentioned in her interview, I'm the one who said, thank you. This is the thing that I was looking for to excel in my freelance career and my business, and, feeding that part of me that wants to help others too.
Exactly. Helping others do the same. Yeah.
It's a huge empowerment thing. I love women empowerment, but it's not just that. It's, freelancing empowerment, being able to do your own thing on your own terms.
Yeah. It's complete. It's like life empowerment. It's like freedom. It's like
I rock. I definitely rock. And I'm good at what I do. And no matter how many people tell me I may not be good at what I do, or I'm not worth, X amount of dollars, it's like you are. And a lot about manifestation and mindset and all that.
Oh, I love that. I love all that. Let's dig into that in a second. For sure. I'm curious, is there anybody in the chat that is going to Freelance Business Week Buffalo that's already got their ticket? Let me know in the chat if you are attending, and if you have any questions specifically for Marie about the event. Any of your burning questions, anything you want to know. One of my burning questions about Freelance Business Week Buffalo is, what what session or party, or what are you most excited about, that you're allowed to give us maybe a little bit of a hint about, that's going to be happening at Freelance Business Week in Buffalo this September?
So the whole thing's going to be awesome. I've had an overwhelming amount of responses for speakers, and honestly, I'm so grateful, because they don't know how many tickets are going to sell. We don't have this history. So just them having faith, and I think that's really the Buffalo in us that just says, okay, we can get behind this and make it something people see value in, and then next year it's going to be huge. My favorite things, not just one. The thing that really stands out to me, so we're actually going to have a gentleman whose name is Dave Farrow. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He holds a Guinness World Book of Records for the best memory.
Oh, wow.
He's really amazing. He's not going to give us his best memory tricks that day. We'll wait until maybe next year when I can afford to pay him. Slide something in there. He's not going to give away the farm, but I'm super excited to have him, because that was just like, it was not humbling. Humbling's not the word, but it was just amazing that he would even apply. So I was just really excited about that. We have, believe it or not, a handful of people speaking that have written books. So that's just really cool for me.
Very cool.
Personally, just if I'm looking at the lineup, that's what excites me, having people of, of substance, just people that other people really actually want to listen to. So I know they're going to bring value to what we have. And if they're passionate about the freelance community, I mean, that's just huge and super impactful for us. And then on a fun note, I'm actually really excited about how, and this may be a little different, but how we structured the freelance crawl. I don't know how much you know about Buffalo, but when
Not a lot.
Crawl, it's like, okay, well, like we're bills and beer. So even though it's professional, the freelance crawl, we're actually gonna start at each venue. So there's 3 different venues and 3 different really nice areas, or different areas of the city and the South Towns. We'll start there, and then we're gonna go and visit those establishments that really give back. So any of those, and I'm gonna admit this on live, whatever.
Breaking news.
If I sit at a bar, open my laptop, get my work done, and like I get a creative flow going, like I want to give back to them and those people. It may not be a bar, it may not be a restaurant, but it definitely will include those. But even coffee shops. So we're going to put together a list of places we want to visit, and we will. So we'll have our group start at the co-working space, and then we're going to walk to, I'll just say bars for lack of a better word, get a drink, get some food, support them, but then also. We're going to have a moderator at each place. So we'll have a topic. So it stays professional, but it is something fun, and it's easy on a Friday. And I feel like a lot of people are going to be excited about that. And I know that I am, just because of who we are. And that's really how we all connect. I mean, we can go, loosen up, be in a really casual setting. These co-working spaces are great, but it's still work, so when you get somewhere
office,
So when you get a little more casual, they tend to open up about client issues or how to handle a client, or a win, something really exciting that they've wanted to share the whole week, or, wow, this change, or, like what is Freelance Business Week, opened your mind or your heart to. So people can open up about that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to see what that brings, and it'll be the end of the week. So I'll be back by then.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way to sort of like culminate in the thing. I love what you said about bills and beer. That's great. I went to Ole Miss, so I'm definitely not. I've had my fair share of bar crawls, and I'm not above it by any means. I love that. That's awesome.
Bond, it really is. But we are a blue collar city, so we work our tails off too.
Yeah. It's important. Work hard, play hard, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. So what kind of, I just want to touch back on what we talked about a second ago. What kind of role do you think manifestation plays and in freelancing? Because I'm woo woo,
So am I.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, for my own, knowledge, because I guess, from a little bit of a woo-woo perspective, when you're freelancing, it's not necessarily a steady paycheck. Your clients aren't guaranteed. Your hours aren't guaranteed. If you're hourly, the projects, you got to really kind of have some faith. And I feel like it takes a lot of confidence in yourself and in your sort of like manifestation power to just like let the universe.
You have to be woo-woo. I think that needs to be a topic. I have a woman who is speaking, who she's going to talk about the color of your, she's gonna
aura.
That I didn't get it. Yeah, like basically, your color, basically.
Yeah.
And how to utilize that in business. And I was so excited to bring that because so many people are gonna want it.
Yeah.
So manifestation. I mean, that's not something I've always done, and it's hard for me because I'm very like go, get things done. But at the same time, if I can pair those things together, so pairing together manifestation and good vibes and all that stuff, with like a go-getter attitude, you become unstoppable. So it's really important to do that. But self-care and all that other stuff comes into play too. So it's a lot, and it's kind of hard to put it into words now that you're asking. But
yeah, I know it is. Yeah, but it's because my thing too is like, it's not just about this like woo-woo nature. Like I'm gonna sit here and let the universe bring me treasure troves of gifts for no reason. I mean, I feel like manifestation is really about setting a goal and then
I have an assistant.
Hi. Oh my goodness.
I was trying to keep her downstairs, but her brother didn't do that. So
what's her name? What's her name?
Evelyn.
Evelyn. Hi,
I was trying to not have her come into this, but I had to.
These are the joys of freelancing, is that you have your kids with you. I have my fur babies with me.
Yeah, she was supposed to be at school today, but we're going out of town, so I was like, I'm gonna keep her here, and it's fine. She looks
so cute. So. She's so cute. So cute.
Yeah. And to that, so yes, manifestation, all that, it's super powerful. A lot of our talks revolve around that. Especially, being woo-woo and having to keep it together, like working freelance full time and putting together Freelance Business Week and having these two, like, it's crazy busy. And if I didn't have an outlet of that, I am crazy, but I would be more crazy.
Yeah, more crazy. If we weren't crazy, we'd all go insane. So that's great. Okay, yeah, very cool. Love all of that. So any other question, or wait, I've got one more for you. So how do people get the most out of Freelance Business Week Buffalo? So if somebody's watching this who's already purchased a ticket, how do you recommend they get the most out of the event?
I think the best way to get the most out of it, and I mean, it's not going to be, attending everything, because you're not going to be able to, physically not going to be able to get to more, like the 3 locations all at once. Sorry for her, but
she's okay.
She's fine. She's not screaming, so it's good. Yeah. So you're not gonna be able to get to every single session, but I think to get the most out of it is to come to our events. I think that's huge. I mean, most of the and like I said before, we bond really, really well when we're out and casual. Yeah. So, we're having our proclamation on Monday afternoon, then we have our kickoff dinner. I think coming to that would be really, really important. Getting to know us and talking freely. And then, of course, we got to jump into business. Tuesday, Tech Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's going to be a lot of stuff really fast. But honestly, because we're not, I feel like we definitely could have sold the tickets for more, but that's not what I want this year to be about. I want it to be about, I don't want money to be a reason for you not to come. I want you to come, see the value, and then tell everyone about it, and then buy a ticket next year, not blink an eye when you see the prices or whatever. I'm not going to be crazy, but I want you to be like, yeah, that's totally worth it. Boom.
Totally worth it. Yeah. Very cool.
Getting the most out of it, coming to the other events. I mean, obviously coming to speaking engagements, but otherwise just be there. And if you can't be there, share, talk about it, ask me questions, message me, any of those things. That's what I want people to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I see. Is that Vicky in the chat from Inner Arts and Media?
Oh yeah.
Hello, welcome.
Hey.
Do you have any questions for Marie about the event or anything else going on with Freelance Business Week Buffalo? Everybody feel free to ask your questions.
Sorry.
No worries. Please don't apologize. This is
isn't winning today.
No, it's okay. I mean, this is part of it, man. This is why we do what we do, is we want that freedom. So,
I knew. You know what? I knew this was going to happen.
Also, if anybody has questions for Evelyn, go ahead and
any
questions for Evelyn. She'd be happy to answer them. I see her smiling. Yeah, sure. Okay, great. So while Marie's doing that, I'm just going to kind of recap. So, Freelance Business Week Buffalo is happening the second week of September. Like Marie said, and if you'd like to learn more about Freelance Business Week Buffalo, here is the link to find out more, to purchase your tickets. It's going to be an awesome event. I'm super jealous that I'm not actually going to be able to attend. It's happening September 9th through 13th. It's happening in Buffalo. So go ahead and hop on over to that link and grab your ticket if you haven't already. And like I said, if anybody's got some burning questions for Marie about Freelance Business Week Buffalo, about freelancing in general, Marie knows what she's doing. She's been doing it for a while, and yeah. So any questions for her that you might have? And Marie, how much are tickets?
Sorry. Okay. Come here. I tried to exile her. That didn't work.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Well,
this is what happens.
Yeah, she's a sweet girl. Sweet girl. We'll go ahead and
topic. We can talk about that. How to be a freelancer with kids. Practically impossible, but doable.
Yeah.
The tickets. So I'm only. It's okay. Can you talk? Say hi.
Hi, Evelyn.
Say hello. The tickets are only $25 this year, so I mean they really are just.
Oh wow, that's like a.
I know. I was like, don't be surprised if I add a 0 to the end. Seriously. But like I said, that I know that that's, what we set they needed to absolutely be. I don't want money to be a factor and people being like, I can't come, or, they're just starting out, because this is a new thing. I don't want it to be something that people are like, oh, I can't go because I can't spend $200, or, I only do it on the side and I can't spend that. But this year, come see the value. And then next year you'll be like $200 for, 20 sessions and 2 whatever thing. Or we've empowered you enough and you're making so much money that it doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah. So Raymond in the chat, I see is saying, oh, this is awesome. I recently moved to Buffalo is only 45-minute drive for me. We'll be making a trip. That's awesome, Raymond. You should most definitely
That's
do
the thing I love about Buffalo is that we're literally 40 minutes or 45 minutes, depending on where you live, from Canada.
Yeah. Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, so he said he went to the one in Austin and loves learning more from entrepreneurs. Love the beer and bar chat for freelance. Awesome, Raymond. Yeah. We'll be excited to see you at this event. That's awesome. 25, like I said, he says, what a steal.
I know, exactly. What a steal. But it won't be next year. So tell all your friends, bring them now, and then they'll want to come back next year.
Get in on the ground floor. Be an original.
Get in now. And that's what I'm doing with the sponsors and with people who are trying to get involved. With everything considered, I didn't even really do sponsorships this year. That's why I know there's so much potential. So that's the thing. There's a lot of potential for sponsorships. There's a lot of potential for who can come and how to get involved. I'm really molding this now. So if they want to get in and do it and be a big part of it, like, do it now.
Yes.
Because right after it's done with any event, it's done, but we're setting next year's date already, like by the end of the week. So it's just got to just keep going. And I'm already excited about next year, and this year's not even done yet. So
yeah. Awesome. Well, this has been a lot of fun, Marie. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I mean, we started with makeup stuff. We got Evelyn doing her makeup now.
She's doing her makeup. Your makeup looks good, Evelyn. Contour those cheeks, girl. Contour those cheeks. She's so cute. So thank you so much. And then I'm going to just leave this up here really quick. If you'd like to find out more about Freelance Business Week, or sign up in your own city and apply to have a Freelance Business Week in your city, go ahead and visit that link right there, freelancebusinessweek.com. And to learn more and buy tickets to Freelance Business Week Buffalo, which is happening September 9th through 13th in Buffalo, New York, go ahead and hop on over to that link as well. So thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you.
Bye, Evelyn.
Evelyn, you say bye?
Bye. Oh, bye. That was adorable. All right. Bye, guys.